Welcome to the complete FPS optimization guide for Overwatch 2 on your PC. This should be quite an easy tutorial. For more information, click on the first link in the description below. First, we will take a look at your in-game settings. Open up Overwatch 2 and navigate to your video settings. Most of these settings are also available in Overwatch 1, but there are some additional texture and detailed options available here. First of all, you should set the display mode to full screen. This will improve your performance by a lot in most cases. Below, set the resolution to your native monitor resolution. The field of view will not change your performance by a lot, and I like to increase this option to 103. Disable VSync, especially on monitors with a low refresh rate. Disable triple buffering, and I prefer to enable the performance stats option, including all of the available performance indicators, such as the FPS, GPU temperature, and RAM usage, to see how well the game runs on my system. NVIDIA graphics card users should in most cases set the NVIDIA Reflex option to enabled. This will reduce input lag and your overall GPU latency. Below, set the FPS limit to custom, and set the framerate cap to a value above your monitor's refresh rate, but below the maximum FPS you can get. In my case, that would be 160 FPS. If you're unsure about your monitor's refresh rate, then simply right-click your desktop and select Display Settings. Make sure to select the correct display, and under Related Settings, click on Advanced Display. Here, make sure to choose the highest refresh rate available to you. Back in your Overwatch 2 video settings, you can set the overall graphics quality preset to low, medium, or even high, depending on your PC's performance. Setting it to ultra or epic will not make much of a difference when using a 1080p resolution on your monitor. When expanding your advanced graphics quality settings, you can set the render scale from 50 to 200%. This option will have a lot of impact on the performance of the game, especially when using a low-end graphics card. This option will be set to 100% by default. If you experience low system performance after lowering most of your video settings, then make sure to reduce the render scale to 75%. This will reduce the visual texture quality of the game, but it will certainly make it playable on your system. As this is a competitive first-person shooter, I prefer to reduce my texture and detail settings to get the most performance. You might want to increase some of these settings when using a better PC. Set the texture quality to low, which will still leave you with decent in-game quality. I prefer to disable reflections, shadow detail, and set the detail settings below to low. Turn off anti-aliasing, as well as ambient occlusion. Lastly, disabling local reflections and the other settings such as gamma correction, contrast or brightness will have no impact on the performance of the game. After applying your changes, you can close the game and open up your task manager. In order to reduce the CPU utilization from other programs, I suggest you end some programs from running in the background, which you don't need when playing the game. But make sure to only end programs from running which you know won't break your operating system. In the Startup tab, you can additionally prevent programs from starting up on system boot. You can then close your task manager. You should make sure that your graphics card driver is up to date. I suggest using the GeForce Experience application if you're using an NVIDIA GPU, but you can also use the AMD Radeon software. In the Drivers tab, simply click on Download, and the application will automatically download and install the latest driver. Repeat this step at least a few times a year to make sure that you get the most out of your hardware. When navigating to your GeForce settings, make sure to disable the in-game overlay in your General Settings tab, as application overlays often cause performance issues. Below, you have the option to enable the image scaling option. For some of you, this option is not available as the graphics driver is not up to date. Enabling NVIDIA image scaling can dramatically increase your frame rate for any game you play on your PC. After making sure that your GPU driver is up to date, open up your System Settings window. Here, navigate to the Gaming section. Under Game Mode, you have the option to enable or disable Game Mode on your PC. In theory, Game Mode should prevent Windows Update from performing driver installations and sending restart notifications, as well as help achieve a more stable frame rate while in-game. In your related settings, select Graphics. Click on Browse to change some custom settings for Overwatch 2. In your File Explorer, navigate to the drive on which you saved the game on. The file path is Program Files, Overwatch, Beta, and here select Overwatch. This will add Overwatch 2 to this list below. When selecting options for Overwatch 2, make sure to set the graphics preference to high performance, which will in most cases take advantage of your graphics processor to help run the game on your system. Keep your settings window open and search for an update to get to your Windows Update settings. Make sure to check for recent updates, and in case there's an update available to you, make sure to download it before restarting your PC, which will install the update for you. In case you have any further issues or problems following this tutorial, then I suggest following my extensive guide linked in the description below. I hope this helped you out. Leave a comment if you have any questions, and see you in the next one.